Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Well, I'm back at Jimmy's shop. Last night I was at Kyle's. This morning I was working in my garage tearing down that 400. Kyle's last night went pretty good with that Chevelle. That being said, you know what, back at Jimmy's, we've got John's 318. Well, actually, it's a 5.2 liter Magnum out of a 94 Jeep. That's been fully machined. We bored it. It's with about a thousandths of the final bore size. What we got going on next, guys, is we got to hone this thing. We got the piston rings, and we got to hone about a thousandths out of this to get the final bore size. With this machine here, it does take out material, so you got to be careful. So what we'll do is use a dial bore gauge, go in, take a little off, check it to make sure it's true, make it straight, make sure it's that final bore size we need. From there, guys, what we'll do is we'll use a flex hone. We'll get the cross hatching in there. A small flex hone, clean up the lifter bores, go over it a few more times. You know what? Call it a day. From there, it's going to go in the hot tank because this thing needs to get assembled soon. But before we do that, we're going to have to file fit these rings to this. We'll do a video on that. We have one on our playlist. But with that, guys, when you're actually honing, you need to have a certain grit stone. Not going to go in real detail about that right now. We have a whole lot of work to do. But you want to follow your manufacturer spec, what kind of rings they are. Steel, chromoly, iron, moly, double moly, whatever you have, you need to make sure you match the grit to the cylinder walls so you get the proper cross hatching so these seal correctly. A little bit on that. We did have a video explaining a little bit of that. It's in an engine building playlist. But with that, guys, we have a whole lot of work to do. Jimmy and I have been busy as usual. Got another engine to build, small block Chevy. But with that, you know what? We are going to get honing on this, and we'll see you soon. Later. All right, well, we got it done. As you saw, Jimmy and I honed it. We used the correct stones, correct ball hone per the manufacturer specs on the piston rings. Turned out very well. As you saw, what we did is we used the dial bore gauge to check it occasionally. And yeah, we are pretty well cleaned up on this. It's a late day. Jimmy's going to take care of the other side. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. But yeah, you get the gist of it. This will get flipped the other way. Same thing will happen on the other side. See you in a few. All right, what Jimmy's doing is we've bored it and honed it and all that. He knows this by feel. He's going through and just checking the fitment and how that feels. We measured everything out. Of course, we used our dial bore gauge to do that, and we are right on the money. 3940 on this. So we're good. It's the 30 over. Everything's within spec. He's been doing this a long time. I'm still learning. As you can see, he's going through. And, you know, powered by Jimmy, Jimmy knows what he's doing.
Kind of amazes me it fits. I must have done something right or wrong today, one or the other.
Yeah, well, we sure did something right. All right, well, I'm going to call that a wrap for the day. It's halfway done. It's been a long week. I've been up at Kyle's. I've been in my garage. I've been here a lot. It's just been crazy busy. We got half of it done, like I said. You know what? We get time here in the next few days. What we're going to do is flip it over and do the rest. But this is the video for this. You get the gist of it. We do have a lot more in-depth videos on honing. Went through there, got it all done. It looks great. It's going to seal great. Pretty good job done by Jimmy on that. But with that, guys, our next step with this is after it's done honing, it's going to get hot tanked and it's going to come out and we're going to start doing some checks on it. But one thing Jimmy and I got to do once it's out of the hot tank, we'll put some cam bearings in it, some freeze plugs in it. We'll start fitting these rings of these pistons. With that, guys, we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Later.